Good morning, students. Today we continue our history chapter 1, the rise of nationalism in Europe. And yesterday we revised about the rise and fall of Napoleon, and we saw how the French Revolution started, what were the causes of the French Revolution, and what were the impact of the French Revolution. So today we will start about the new conservatism after 1815. Students, yesterday we saw that in rise and fall of Napoleon finally was defeated in 1814 in the Battle of Waterloo, and let us discuss after 1815, after the defeat of Napoleon in 1815. Now, a new conservatism after 1815. What happened here that the conservatives in Europe, they started thinking about re-establishing of certain institutions in the society after the defeat of the Napoleon, after the elimination of Napoleon. Now, like traditional institutions in the society, they wanted to establish the old traditional institutions in the society, like monarchy, the rule of the church, the power of the church. All this they wanted to establish. But they also even wanted to continue certain changes which were brought by the Napoleon, which were implemented by the Napoleon. Such changes were like a modernized army, bureaucratic leadership, or you can say bureaucratic form of government, or you can say dynamic economic features, and even they wanted to continue the administration of Napoleon, which he followed the abolition of serfdom, slavery. They wanted that in the new era, or in the new form of government, there should not be any slavery, there should not be any serfdom. So these all were the part of the new conservatism after the 1815, which was followed by the rulers in European countries. Next, Congress of Vienna. You know, Vienna is the capital of Austria, and after the defeat of Napoleon in 1815, what happened? These conservatives, they wanted to restore the Bourbon dynasty. You may be knowing that before the French Revolution, Bourbon dynasty was ruling the France. So they wanted to restore the Bourbon dynasty, and they wanted to annex all the states, all the neighboring regions which were conquered or which were won by the Napoleon. They wanted to annex them, they want to separate them. So but one thing they have done, that they did not touch the confederation of 39 states, which was known as Jolovarian. They don't want to touch that, they don't want to disturb that. Remaining these 39 states, they wanted to eliminate almost all, they wanted to annex, they wanted to share among them. Just like a cake, they wanted to share all those regions which were captured by the Napoleon. So these 39 states, the consideration of 39 German states, which were also known as Jolovarian. Now let me explain what is Jolovarian. Earlier, before these 39 states were combined, they were scattered, they were having independent and separate. So in all these states, they were having different units of measurements, different units of weight, different units of currency. So it was very difficult for those traders and peasants and farmers, especially the business class people, okay, to do the trading and all. So when Napoleon came to power, he made the confederation, a union of the 39 states, and he eliminated all those unnecessary things, like he made 1 to 2 currency, or one common weight measurement, common weight, common measurement, all these he made. Okay. So Jolavarian was nothing but customs union formed by Prussia. Jolavarian was the customs union formed by the Prussia for free trade among these 39 states. I hope you understood that what is Jolavarian. Okay, so they don't want to disturb this 39 states. Next, apart from these 39 states, the remaining areas which were conquered by the or which were invaded by Napoleon, they were divided among all the European powers or allied powers who fought against the Napoleon. Now those countries who fought against Napoleon were Russia, Britain, Austria, okay, Prussia. They all, what happened? They together divided all those states and annexed France from the remaining parts. Like for example, the Kingdom of Netherlands. It was separated from Belgium and it was created a separate kingdom, separate country region in the north of Geneva. Like that only, the western part of Prussia or Germany was given to Prussia. Like that only, if you see Russia, Poland. The Poland region was given to Russia, whereas the northern part of Italy was given to Austria. In this way, all these countries, they divided among themselves the regions or the states or the countries which were captured by the Napoleon. Next, I told you just when after defeat of Napoleon, after the Congress of Vienna, okay, the Duke Metternich was the head of the all the allied forces. So they wanted to restore many old things. They wanted to bring many other changes in the France. You know, during the French Revolution, okay, when the monarch was overthrown, when the Constituent Assembly was formed, various freedoms were given to the people of France, like liberty of thoughts, expression, writing, all this given. People were free to write their thoughts and expressions. They put on the paper. They used to publish magazines, newspaper, pamphlets. They used to write poems. They used to write songs. They used to write play. So all this freedom were given to the people. But after the defeat of Napoleon, after the Congress of Vienna, all these freedoms were crushed. There was a censorship on the press, newspaper, magazine, media, or writing anything. Now, these people, they overthrew the monarchy. They established autocratic form of government. They established autocratic form of government in which no person were having right to raise their voice. No one can ask about the working and ruling of the government. So all these restrictions were put and these freedoms were totally removed, and once again the old regime or old government, old policy, old rule established in France. So I hope you would have understood about the Congress of Vienna and about Jolavarian and about these Persian states. So this was how the neo-conservatism came into existence once again in European countries, especially in France, and the Congress of Vienna, the role played by the Congress of Vienna after the defeat of Napoleon. So I hope you understood. Next we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.